Today we are here to talk about and demonstrate the proper bending techniques for home position E. Home position E tends to deal with smaller parts that include metal and plastic. There are also check sort and direct bend parts. We will begin with E1. You will begin by retrieving your bending card. If there is any damage, fill out the preventive maintenance log, then retrieve a new card. Log on to the AS400 and type in RC05 for bending. First, check to see if there's any freight at the check sort station and drop zone. Then continue to the normal freight line. Align the cart to the inbound conveyor, set the foot brake, and lower the side brake. Transfer the MU to the cart.
When pushing the cart, be aware of your hand position and keep your fingers away from the pinch points.
Remember to push the remaining freight down the lane. This keeps the lane full and ready for the next associate.
Next, you will scan the case label on the bending unit. Sometimes there are bending irregularities that occur when scanning the case label. These will be discussed later in the video. If you are in E2, you may deal with gray check sort totes. You must scan the cart label as well as all 4 totes into the 6FAE label on the bending cart.
Just remember when removing shrink wrap to remove your label, so if you need it later on in the process, you'll have the case label available.
When cutting shrink wrap, always be sure to follow proper knife safety. Keep your thumb on the thumb guard, cut away from the body, and wear gloves.
After scanning the case label, the location of the first part will appear on the RF screen. The location appears as follows. The first letter represents the home position the package is located in. The second set of letters and numbers represent the aisle, while the last set represents the shelf that the package is located on. With dealing with any gray totes, the RF will also state which tote the packages are in, based on how you scan the tote.
Pickers have first priority when it comes to locations. If you come to a location where the aisle is full, key F4 to rearrange the bending path. You can then select a different package in which the aisle is not as full. The system will direct you to that location part. You can then proceed to the new location and continue the bending process.
Once you find the part's location, scan the location and place your magnet for training purposes on the location to be bent to.
It's easy to forget which shelf you are bending to while looking for your part. Using the magnet helps ensure you are bending to the right location.
Fold down the returnable doors for easier access and bend the part.
When bending, bend to the primary location first until the location is full. Then use the F5 function key to find the associate location to bend the remaining parts.
Home position E deals with small parts coming in larger quantities. These parts also tend to look the same. Before you bend the parts, you must scan only one of the indicated parts from the beginning unit to verify that it is correct. The RF screen will state the quantity of parts that belong in that location. You must verify that the part number is the same when bending multiple parts. If you do not, this could cause a mispack. Place the parts into the part location. When there is a large number of parts to be bent, it is a good idea to count them on the MU first. Then when bending, bend by 5s or 10s to ensure you have bent the correct number of parts.
Always follow the proper mechanics when lifting or reaching for objects. Use your legs when lifting. Keep the load close to the body and avoid twisting at the waist. When bending above your golden zone, make sure to use a ladder. Your golden zone is from waist to shoulders.
Ensure you are bending accordingly to the bending sequence sheet. All labels should be facing out. None should be hanging over the edge of the shelf. There should be no parts past the blue lines. If a part will not fit, then enter region code 1 for location full and take the part to drop zone.
After you have finished bending, type the quantity of parts you bend on the RF and hit enter. Remove your magnet from the location and proceed to the next location on the RF screen. When you come upon a part, usually in E2, that is placed in intermediate packages, ensure that you remove this packaging before bending the part. This ensures all the part labels as well as the quantity of the part is correct. The only exception to this is if a part is located in a reserve, which is typically H locations. When the bending unit is empty, the RF screen will say, "Is case empty?" You will hit Y for yes and proceed to the outbound lane. Inspect your MU for damage. If there is damage, tag it with the reason it is damaged and place 2 damage tags on it, adjacent from each other. Then take it to the trash lane. Some irregularities may occur during the bending process. The first step in dealing with these irregularities is to determine if the case is a direct bend case or a check-sorted case. You will need to determine the problem type. The problem could be an overage, where the quantity of a part exceeds the quantity listed on the RF screen, or a mispack, where parts are not assigned to the case. If it is a direct bend case, when you are prompted, "Is direct bend empty?" type in and N. Then scan the part number label and enter the physical quantity counted for the part number and press enter. The RF will ask if the quantity entered is correct. You will type Y for yes and hit enter. If the screen prompts you to scan the MU, retrieve an 8HB MU and scan the barcode label. The overage and mispack is now processed in the AS400. Then you will retrieve a fast sheet. Complete all appropriate sections. If you are dealing with an overage or a mispack from a check-sorted case, you will physically separate the overage or mispack pieces. Then determine if the parts left are a mispack or an overage. Obtain a QIR form and mark the appropriate box. Then place the overage or the mispack parts with a QIR in drop zone. If you are dealing with a shortage, which is when the RF prompts you to drop parts you physically do not have in a check-sorted case, retrieve a QIR form and fill it out completely. Scan the drop area and the appropriate shortage MU. Remember to always wear your gloves when handling knives, metal, wood, or corrugate. Fold down the returnable doors for easier access when bending. Follow the proper ergo techniques. Use a ladder when bending to locations out of your golden zone. Keep your fingers away from the pinch points. Ensure proper knife safety, and use your magnet for training purposes. Home position E bending is an important aspect to NAPCK. It is important to follow all these guidelines closely in order to be most efficient at this job.